I'm MikeMan7918, and this is a tutorial of how to solve this 3x3x3 Rubik's Cube. So, of course they do look very menacing at first. They are, very difficult to do if you don't know how to do them already. So, once you get, well, it's actually rather simple once you actually get down to it, sort of, there's, the way I have it broken down to is 7 steps and only 5 algorithms you need to know. I guess to start here, there's some basic rules about how these things work. Like I'll just get started. So the middles, if you have any experience with the Rubik's Cube at all, you'll know the middles stay stationary. They never move. You can't switch 2 of them or anything. Like you can I don't know, for example, do this snake eyes pattern, But all that does is that takes the core and rotates it, or rather, I guess, it takes all the pieces and moves them around the core, whatever you want to say. But so I guess back there, so the middles, you cannot switch 2 of them. There's always the same exact pattern on them, I guess. You cannot, yeah. Anyway, on to now the edges and the corners. The basic rules for them. When you're switching them, you can actually only switch them in pairs of 3. You can't just swap these 2 or anything like that. You actually have to do swapping them, move this here, and moving this here. So swapping them in pairs of 3. Same goes for the corners back here. Actually, you can switch them in pairs of 3, but not in pairs of 4 or pairs of 2. So also with rotating them, both actually have the same rules applying for them too. If you rotate one, you got to rotate another in the opposite direction. Well, with these, I guess it doesn't matter what direction you rotate them, they'll still end up with the same thing. There's only 2 possible orientations for it to be. But that is relevant for the corners, because there's 3, so they rotate in opposite directions. If you rotate one, you have to rotate another the opposite way. So, that's kind of the basic way it works. So, alright, now on to the actual steps of solving it. Now, quite mixed up. The first step, I'm just going to do some jump cuts here to demonstrate. So step 1, what you do for step 1 is you got to get this blue cross. Or I do the blue side first. You do any side you want, really. But for this, you see I get these in position. Notice they're also they're aligned with the other side too. They're in the right place. They're organized correctly. So basically, just these 4 things are solved. So the next step here, pretty much what it is you get these, you put them in position correctly. So you got one full face, and here is solved. So there's that much. That's actually really easy to do. You don't really need to know any algorithms for that. In fact, most people can just figure it out on their own and get to this stage. Now the next step here is basically putting these in position. You only need to know one algorithm for it, but you actually need to know the algorithm mirrored too, So instead of doing this kind of thing, it's doing this, mirrored. So, and then so step, let's see, that's 3 steps. So step 4, there is basically you got to get a green cross, or whatever color is opposite of the one you start on. I do green because I started blue. So you got to get a cross. The next step is solving, organizing the green cross, allowing for these to be solved, and then all you got to worry about is these corners. So, that would be step. I think I lost count. I think it's 6. Yeah. So this is so step 6 is organizing all of these corners, and so they're in the right position. They're not necessarily oriented correctly, but they're in the right place. And then the last step, step 6. Oh wait, 7. Yes, 7. Changing the edges, corners, you gotta rotate them, I guess, so they're rotated correctly. That part's actually really easy. But, yeah, so now on to the actual, the algorithms and stuff like that. I'm going to mix up this Rubik's Cube and start demonstrating how to solve it. This Rubik's Cube is plenty mixed up.